So it looks like Edward Scissor Hands, Dijonai Carrington tried to double down on her incident about intentionally poking Caitlin Clark in her eye. Let's get it.
Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? LiveWire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't want to miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats. You know that we gotta run it back, whether on the field or the court. You know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is LiveWire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.
All right. So we already know the situation with Caitlin Clark and Dijonai Carrington, a.k.a. Dijon Mustard, a.k.a. Edward Scissorhand, a.k.a. Freddy Krueger. So the thing about it is that a lot of people in the media try to double down on it, trying to say it's not intentional, and try to sit here and gaslight the situation, when we all know that Dijonai Carrington maliciously intended to poke Caitlin Clark in her eye. We already seen it in two different angles, but if you didn't, I'm going to show it to you again. No, that's not what I'm looking for right now. There we go. I'm going to show it to you one more time. How in the hell that you could go up in the air and nose dive down directly in somebody's eye? That's intentional. That's malicious. The league, Captain Inga Bird, she hasn't even stepped up. She hasn't said anything yet. She continues to allow this stuff to go on in the league. Caitlin Clark has been getting beat up all year long. Now, I listened to somebody channel, not calling their name, trying to rectify and saying that Caitlin Clark is a white devil, trying to call her some kind of satanic person, which to me, it sounds crazy. First, you are an Indiana fan and a Caitlin Clark fan, but then now it doesn't fit the narratives for what it looks like. It's like, okay, now you're trying to protect the black players when the black players is out here trying to do dirty work against a white player that they jealous of. It doesn't add up. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just kind of like sick and tired of hearing this kind of bullcrap. The thing about it is, you go back to the Chicago Sky situation where Kennedy Carter chucked her. Now, this person tried to say that Caitlin Clark pushed Marina Mary. We all know Marina Mary can be dirty when she wanted to by pushing and talking trash. You already seen her and Dijonai Carrington got into it, I think, early in the year before the trade even took place. You know what I'm saying? Then the situation was when her and Caitlin, Kennedy Carter and Caitlin Clark was going for the rebound, they got tangled up and her elbow hit Carter by accidentally. And then Caitlin had said something to her and ran down the court. Now, at the same time, when Caitlin was getting the ball after the Sky had scored, Caitlin was getting the ball in. That's when Carter hit her from the back and called her the B word. So if you're gonna look at the whole totality of the situation, look at it for what it is. Stop trying to make excuses. But nevertheless, we already know that Nelissa Smith and Dijonai Carrington are lovers. We don't see them out together. We don't see them do things together. Look at, and this is where I feel like why Nelissa Smith is getting punished, because she doesn't know how to separate her thing, her partner. And you know what I'm saying? If you look at Alyssa Thomas and DeWanna Bonner, yeah, they come to work together, but you don't see them all over each other in the games or before the game or whatever the case. Even in the press conference, you don't even see that because they professional. Check a look at it. This is pregame.
Experience can matter. First time.
She's sitting there smiling at her, you know, Nelissa Thomas and Nelissa Smith. She's trying to like pretend, you know, go on about her business. You know what I'm saying? Then you got this after the game. And it seemed like Dijonai Carrington is trying to stir stuff up. And you look at her, she's smiling, she's trying to stir stuff up. What Nelissa Smith is trying to like, hey, this is basketball. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, man, it just goes to show that the league doesn't care and everything like that. Because if they did, if this was Adam Silver or this was like David Stern, he would have been done, put the nail into that. Carrington would have been gone. She would have been gone. That would have been a flagrant 2. She would have been out. She would have been suspended for game 2. But Nancy, just like the Trinity Carter situation, she waited days until the fans have to have an outcry. People have to say something. And my thing is this: why is Chrissy Size and Lynn Dunn ain't calling up to the league and say, hey, what are you going to do about this situation? Yeah, Caitlin Clark and her was battling on the other end, and Caitlin Clark hit her and knocked her contacts out, rightfully so. You know what I'm saying? Rightfully so. And then she tried to get a rebound. She flopping out of bounds. Like say, oh, Caitlin Clark pushed her. Caitlin Clark didn't push her. That was barely a nudge between two players, and she flopped out of bounds. You know what I'm saying? This is why the league can't move forward the way it is, because you got these jealous females in the league that can't stand a great white basketball player is better than them, because DJ and Karen can't do nothing that Caitlin Clark do. Yeah, she might play defense a little bit better, but you put on the team to make her a number one, that's not gonna happen. So Dijonai Carrington came out today and tried to double down on the incident. Take a listen.
I don't even know why I would intend to hit anybody in the eye. That doesn't even make sense to me. But no, I didn't. I didn't know I hit her, actually. I was trying to make a play on the ball, and I guess I followed through and I hit her. So obviously it's never intentional. That's not even like the type of player that I am. So yeah.
That's not the type of player that you are. You didn't mean to hit it. That is bull. Because what she's going to say in the media, yeah, I did it. Or she's like, well, I didn't know that I did it. I didn't mean to. But take a look again. Just to let you see what I'm talking about. There's no place in the league for that. That was intentional. Caitlin Clark flaying her arms back and hitting her because she didn't see her. You can't say that's intentional. You know what I'm saying? But it would have been easy to call a foul on Caitlin Clark for that. Then call a foul. The referee was standing right there when the play had happened. And then when Caitlin Clark was on the floor, nobody stopped the play. There was no timeout or nothing to see what was going on. This is the type of stuff. And see, this ain't the first time the Connecticut Sun did this stuff. This ain't the first time. That's Breonna Stewart. That's last year. Alyssa Thomas did it. This is the kind of dirtiness that the Connecticut Sun does, because they feel like if they can't beat you playing basketball, they have to physically beat you to. And apparently Connecticut Sun got put out the playoff by the New York Liberty. But that doesn't have no place in the game, because a person like this right here should not be in the game at all. She should be gone. She should be suspended. You know what I'm saying? You cannot sit here and say maliciously that you did not intend to hit Caitlin Clark in the eye. You knew what you was doing. You didn't want Caitlin Clark to get in rhythm. You made sure that her sight was affected. Now today, Caitlin Clark came out and explained the situation, and then in all fashion, it's Caitlin Clark. What else you gonna expect for her to say?
Circling back on the play with your eye, what would you say to the crowd of people that think a hit like that was intentional and maybe even warrants a suspension?
It wasn't intentional by any means. You just watched the play. It wasn't intentional.
All right. Thank you, Caitlin.
Thanks, Caitlin.
So the thing about it is, Caitlin Clark is not going to speak up for herself. She's great with the media. She's not going to give the media anything that could crucify her in the media, because you're dealing with a white woman in a black league that is run by black people. So if she spoke out against it, guess what was going to happen? Same thing with Breonna Stewart. If she had spoke out against it, guess what? They would have came after her. They would have ripped her down. And all players, white and black, should be protected. And you should always have a voice to speak up without have to feel like you being crucified for standing up. And then they would have used her white privilege as an excuse for her to speak out against black players. But it's okay for black players to speak out against white players, especially Caitlin Clark, and think it's okay. See, if you're going to tell the story, you tell it in the whole fold, not sit here and sugarcoat and try to make like Caitlin Clark is some kind of problem. The league should be thankful that Caitlin Clark is pushing the numbers that she's pushing. You know what I'm saying? Without her in the playoffs, hardly nobody's going to watch. Yeah, the numbers probably still be halfway there, but nobody's going to watch it unless you get two big teams like a Minnesota Lynx and a New York Liberty that makes it to the finals. And then you'll be able to draw the numbers. But who cares? Pretty much nobody's going to watch it. If Caitlin Clark don't lose on Wednesday night, nobody's going to watch that. Nobody's going to watch it at all. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is this here. Dijonai Carrington is a dirty player. She knows what she's doing. I'm not going to sit here and say that she's I'm not going to sit here and make like she doesn't know what she was doing. She knew exactly what she was doing. She did it on purpose. She meant to do it. She know what she was doing, and she intended to hurt Caitlin Clark. Because what if Caitlin Clark was injured severely? What if she couldn't play? What if she had to get surgery for her eye? Nobody wouldn't care. There was no Kathleen Ingeberg wouldn't stand up for her. Lynn Dunn ain't gonna stand up for her. See, you got to protect your player. You know what I'm saying? This is the first time this team is in the playoffs, and all of a sudden your star player getting poked in the eye, and then you allow this. This is one day before the game. There ain't no fine. There ain't no suspension being talked about. You're waiting all the way to tomorrow, and then you probably gonna make a decision. That's not how it's run. You don't do it like that. And at the end of the day, you got to protect your player. I do not have any respect for Dijonai Carrington. I think she's childish. She whines and complains, try to play the victim, just like Angel Reese does when things don't go her way. But then you want to come out and lash out. Because guess what? If the Connecticut Sun beats the Fever tomorrow night, you know she's going to run her mouth. You know what I'm saying? She's going to run her mouth. But Edward Scissor Hands think it's cute. You know what I'm saying? What she's doing. But at the end of the day, this is why nobody respects the league in the fold. This is why that nobody had cared about the league for years, because you got ignorant women that in the league and think they shit don't stink, and they continue to be embarrassment. And they think that us content curators ain't gonna call it a spade. Shout out to Ben Daniels for that. The way it is. Dijonai Carrington should be suspended. There should be no second thought about it. No fine, just straight suspended. Because she maliciously, and if you look at the video over and over, that a lot of us have did, you could tell it was intentional. But this is what the league is. And it's pathetic, sickening, disgusting. And I'm out.